Hello, my name's Stuart Brunton. I'm the Multimedia Manager at VisitScotland, and today I'm just going to give you a short presentation about creating simple video. So we're going to cover a few topics. Firstly, we're going to look at why to use video and why video is so popular. And then some different ways how you can use video for your marketing. We're going to cover a little bit about different video platforms. And then we're going to go into some steps around how to make a simple video. So things to consider before you go ahead and do any filming. A little bit around filming tips and how to use your mobile phone to shoot some video yourself. And then things to consider to enhance that video and some steps on how to upload and publish it. So a quick overview of everything you'll need to know to get some simple video up on your channels and get going. So why use video? Well, anyone who's online at all now will realise that video is absolutely everywhere. It comes up in sometimes the top search results when you look for something on Google. You'll see it across your social media channels, across your Facebook feeds, appearing everywhere. Video ads pop up when you're shopping online, when you're reading articles. It's really hard to avoid video. It's what everyone's looking at on the internet all the time. Every second, 1 million minutes of video content will cross global IP networks by 2021, according to Cisco. And by 2022, they also say that online video will make up more than 82% of all consumer internet traffic. That's 15 times higher than it was in 2017. So video is absolutely massive and is taking over the internet. Some more stats to consider if you didn't already think video was big enough. YouTube is the second most popular website after Google, and 82% of Twitter users will watch video content on Twitter. So that's a massive percentage of that channel's users that are going on there to watch video. And Facebook has over 8 billion video views per day, which is an absolutely giant number. So if you didn't know already, hopefully you're now convinced that video is extremely popular online. It's a format that has huge consumption, and that means that the people you want to speak to, your audience, will be most likely watching video. So it's a great way to try and communicate to them, talk to them, and get your messages across to them. But why is video so popular? Well, arguably it's the most persuasive format we have. So as a visual species, humans find video more engaging, more memorable, and more popular than any other type of content out there. We just love to watch things and see them come to life in front of our eyes. Visually, video can show us things as if we were almost there. So when we want to tell somebody about how beautiful Scotland is, we can show them a video like this on screen, show them some amazing scenery, some beautiful castles, and put the real experience right in front of them. So it's a really good way to captivate people and let them see something kind of come to life in front of their eyes. Video is also a great way to tell stories, and people love stories and storytelling. And we can do this really well with pictures mixed with sound and other things like text and graphics you can put into videos. It's a great way to tell stories to people and really immerse them. And video is also very good at engaging us emotionally. So we'll all have seen things that you'll remember that have made you cry or laugh or smile, feel happy or sad. It might be a TV program, it could be an advert, and we can connect with videos in an emotional way and with the people and stories in them. All of these things are great, and they're great because they can help change opinions and drive people to do things differently and take actions. So video is a really great tool for getting people to do things that we'd like them to do, or persuade them to think differently about things and find out more. As a marketing tool, that makes it really useful as a format for us to use. Now I'm going to take you through some different types of video, some different video formats that you may or may not have heard of that you can consider using for your marketing. So videos take many different forms that we can categorize together. So one that you may have heard of is explainer videos or guide videos. These are really popular on YouTube. 65% of people use YouTube to help them solve a problem. You've probably used YouTube yourself to go and find out how to do some piece of DIY in the house. It's a format that we've adopted at Visit Scotland to look at things like guides for people coming to Scotland, to give them information about things they can do and learn about when they get here, or really good ways to explain to people about things about history and culture. It's a really popular format and a good way to get detailed and complicated information across to people to explain to them how to do something. A vlog or a video blog is a great way for you to share experiences, thoughts and ideas with an audience directly from yourself to camera. You'll see lots and lots of people do vlogging to tell people their opinions on things, to give them hints and tips. A really popular format and a really good way for you to kind of connect with an audience on almost a one-on-one basis. Promotional videos or promos are a great way to show a product, a service, a business. We use these a lot at Visit Scotland to show different regions, different products and different things that we offer in Scotland. They tend to be short, fast-paced videos, really visual, really engaging to get a message across very quickly. And live videos. Live videos you'll have seen on Facebook, probably on Instagram. Always exciting when you get a notification saying that somebody you follow has gone live. You're getting that real instant video. It's a really good way to engage with your audience there and then, show them something that's happening in the moment. And it's a long list from here on. There are lots of different types of videos, presentations, Q&A videos, tutorials, webinars, customer testimonials, interviews. There's so many. And all of these formats have their own merits, really depending on the channel, who it's aimed at, what it's intended to do. One is not better than another, it's just that some are better for doing different jobs. If you want to tell people about a great new service that you offer, then a vlog might work really well, or maybe a promotional video. Or if you want to explain to people how to use your products, then an explainer video is likely going to be the best one for you. It's just important to look at different videos out there, look at what you like, think about what your audience might like, what they might enjoy watching, and choose a route to go down that way. So where are all these different video types and where can you watch them, or where can you put a video when you've made it? And that's a video channel, a video platform, and there are lots available. But there are new apps popping up all the time that use video. Social sites often now tend to be more and more focused around video, people creating video and sharing it. Two of the most popular platforms for video are YouTube and Facebook. They're ones that we use at Visit Scotland a lot, so I'll go into a bit more detail on those, and I'm going to look a little bit more about how to upload to YouTube later on, as that's a channel that we use a lot for video and it's a good place to share video from. But taking you through some different video channels. First of all, YouTube. So YouTube has 2 billion logged in monthly users. So that is a big number, and there are a lot of people using YouTube. I already said it's the second most popular website on the internet after Google, and they have a massive user population. People uploading around 500 hours of video every minute. So it's the place to go for video. I'd recommend using YouTube if you want to be able to embed your video across your website and easily share it and use it in different places across the internet. Lots of platforms do offer this, but as YouTube is so popular, most people recognize the player, it works really well, and it's very easy to do. Now, setting up your own YouTube channel is easy, it's free, and it gives you a good base to start sharing your content from. We tend to find at Visit Scotland that on YouTube people watch our videos for longer, and they're more likely to go and watch another video of ours if they're already watching one on YouTube. But in general, we tend to find the overall views we get are slightly less than on some other channels like Facebook. But this is okay, because this means if people are watching videos for a long time, then they're a really engaged audience. They're watching Scotland content, they're really interested, and they're really engaged. And on YouTube we've had good success with videos that act as guides and explainer films, that type of content that's a little bit longer and gives people a little bit more in-depth information. And people also really like watching really scenic content of Scotland and its stunning scenery and what we have to offer. That is just to our channel. YouTube is full of all types of different videos, and people will go to different channels for different types of things. So it's not necessarily that on your channel people will want to watch the same type of content as ours. I'm just telling you what works really well for us. Facebook, that you will all know as a social media platform. Facebook focused a lot more on video over the last few years. They now have their own Facebook Watch app, which is dedicated to video, and I'm sure you can't scroll through your own Facebook feeds without seeing videos popping up all the time. More than 4 billion video views take place on Facebook every day, so that is a big number, a lot of videos being viewed. Facebook is a great place to get video out really quickly to lots of people. Your audience are sitting there already ready to receive content that you're putting out through the people that like your page or your friends on Facebook. It's really easy to get video up on Facebook. You can go live really easily, you can upload straight from your phone. So it is a really good channel if you want to get something up and out quickly to an already engaged audience. We tend to find on Facebook that we get lots of views, but people don't watch for as long as they would watch on a channel like YouTube. It's not always the case, but that's generally what we find. So we tend to focus on shorter, sort of faster paced videos that we know that the audience on Facebook will like. We've looked there at 2 of the bigger video channels, but there are lots of other places you can watch video online and on apps. There's Instagram, which has stories, and IGTV, which all support video. Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, Vimeo. There's lots of other ones too that I won't mention just now. And if you use these different platforms, you'll notice that the video style on these channels can vary quite a bit. Some prefer portrait videos like TikTok, which all tends to be content filmed by its users on mobile phones. And then a channel like Vimeo tends to host professional, high quality produced content. Again, there's nothing really wrong with either of these. They're just different types of video for different audiences. So when you're going to choose a channel to use to put video on, it's worth considering which one has a similar style of content to that you want to create. And finally, if not the most important channel of all, your website. Video is indexed by Google, so improves your website ranking, and also gives people a reason to stay on your site for longer. If they're there, they're watching a video, they're staying for longer than they might have originally done. So video is a good way to keep people on web pages. It doesn't have to be your own video that you're putting there. You can embed video from different channels. So you can take a video from Vimeo or YouTube, for example, and embed it on your website. Embedding from YouTube and other players is really easy to do. If you're watching a video on YouTube, just go to the share icon, choose embed, and it will give you a code which you or whoever creates your website can paste straight in, and the video will appear on your site. So a really quick and easy way to get your own videos or other people's on your site. So I know that's a lot of different channels we've covered off there, and I wouldn't recommend, if you're new to creating videos, trying to use them all at once. Video works best where your audience are. So if you're just starting, then keep it simple. Choose a channel that you're maybe using already. So if you've already got an active Facebook account and you've got an audience that follow you there, try publishing some videos on your Facebook account, see how you get on, and then you can always grow the channels that you're using from there. So hopefully you're now sold on how popular video is, why you need to be using it for your marketing, and the different types of videos that you could consider making. So you're getting close to making a video now. So we're going to look at just some tips around things to consider before making a video, and some tips of how you can film video yourself and use your phone to do that. So there are a few things to consider in the planning before going ahead and making the video. So really important, we've mentioned this a few times, but who are my audience? Who are you speaking to? Are they your Facebook audience? Are they potential customers that you're going to reach, some new customers? Think about who you're talking to and what you want to say to them. Do you want to help them solve a problem? Do you want to show them something that they didn't know? Be really clear on what it is you want to say and try and keep that message really short and clear in the video. And then finally, what do you want them to do once they've watched that video? What action do you want them to take? Do you want them to visit your website? Do you maybe want them to watch another video that you've made? Be clear on that so the audience stick with you and they're clear on, they know what to do next if they want information or they want to take that next step with you. So combining all of those points should give you a really clear purpose to what it is you want your video to do. Try and tell a story, make it clear, and if possible engage people on that emotional level that we talked about at the start. And you can do this in different ways. You can consider humour, you can consider some other angle that's going to make your video really interesting. but often just relax and have fun, and if you come across naturally, people are going to engage with that really well. 33% of viewers will stop watching a video after 30 seconds, 45% by around 1 minute, and 60% by 2 minutes. Now this is quite general, but we find this is quite relevant in a lot of channels. So you want to keep your videos under 2 minutes long to get the most engagement if you want a large number of people to watch that video through. So keeping it short and succinct and not making anything too long is a really good tip if you're going to create video to put on a social channel. My top tip over everything for online videos is to engage people really quickly within the first 5 seconds or so they stay with you. If people are hooked into your video from early on, they're far more likely to keep watching it until the end. So there's different ways you can consider doing this, but one thing that works really well is fast action at the start, fast editing. We're used to seeing that all the time in films and TV. It really draws us in, and often starting with your best shots as well. If you have some really scenic shots, what I would call hero shots, something that sells what you're going to talk about really well at the start, that can help really well. I would avoid doing anything that shows logos or has slow starts with text. They can work well in some formats, but when you're trying to grab people's attention online, I would go fast, pretty shots as quickly as you can. That duration of 2 minutes and how long people watch will vary from channel to channel, but just to stress, short videos will perform better, so I would keep them as concise as possible. A great way to capture video easily and cheaply is on a smartphone. It's a tool the vast majority of us have, and you can use it to make really good videos. So we're imagining a scenario here where you're going to film yourself using your smartphone, and this is some tips to get the most out of that shoot. Tip 1, prepare for what you want to say. You want to come across well in your video, and you want to get your story across really clearly without waffling. And remember, you want to keep people engaged and ideally deliver that video within 2 minutes. So the more preparation you do in advance, the more preparation of what you're going to say, the more chance you have of achieving all of that. Tip 2, consider your background. Keeping it simple to a neutral background keeps you in focus and keeps the audience engaged in what you're saying. Lots going on behind you or distracting things like reflections in a mirror, those sorts of things can be distracting and can distract the viewer from what you're trying to tell them. Tip 3, framing. Position the subject, and that is you, in the middle of the frame and try not to cut off the top of heads, have people looking in different directions off screen. You just want to be nice and centered, well framed in the screen throughout the video, just like the example on the right here. Lighting. So just be sure that the brightest light source, like the window, is behind the camera and not behind you. So if the brightest light source is behind you, then you'll appear in silhouette like the picture on the left. If the brightest light source is on your face, then you'll be nice and clear and nicely lit up as the key subject in the frame. Tip 5, decide before you film if you're going to film in landscape or portrait. Now in a lot of cases, this will be down to the channel that you choose. YouTube, for example, would favour a landscape video, which is the one on the left, which is more like your TV screen size or a cinema screen. Or if it's something that people will mainly be watching on mobile phone, it could be Snapchat or Instagram stories, that's more likely going to be a portrait style, which is a vertical video like the one on the right. Choose which one you're going to do before you start filming and make sure you film all your shots and your takes in the same framing so they all match. Tip 6, sound. Now so far we've mainly talked all about pictures and things you can see, it's a video, but sound is a very important part of the video. You really want to make sure anything you're saying can be clearly heard. So in this picture here, we've got a small desk microphone which picks up sound really well, but the microphone on your phone will do a great job of that. But a few things to consider: that you're not filming in an environment that's very noisy. If you're filming outside, getting away from wind and external noises, maybe traffic, busy roads, things that are going to cover up the sound of your voice or make the sound difficult for the viewer to hear you. And finally, test and try again. Really important to relax and have fun when you're making a video. If you come across relaxed, natural, people are going to enjoy your video much more. So don't be afraid to have a few different goes at it. You can change your costume, change what you're wearing, do different things. Choose the takes that you like best. This helps you improve and really will take the pressure off you when you're filming as well. What next? You've filmed your video. If you're happy, you could just upload it straight away. It might be ready to go. But there could be a few things you could do to enhance your video that'll help tell that story even better. One thing to do could be to include additional footage, shots of things that you're talking about. One option be to film them yourself. So you've already filmed yourself speaking, but why not turn your phone round and film some of the things that are relevant to what you're talking about. Another option could be to access stock footage. So there are great free stock websites out there that will offer free footage that you can download. Also images. Images could work really well in the video too. They might help highlight wider things in Scotland, wider things in the area, or other things that you're talking about in the video that you're not able to film yourself. And another option is accessing the Visit Scotland digital media library. So assets.visitscotland.com. If you log in there, you can search a library for thousands of images, which are free to access of Scotland. And we also have B-roll footage on there. So those are pre-made packages of footage of things like landscapes, castles, outdoor activities. You can download those, cut out the shots you want and edit them into your own videos, free of charge. You just have to register to download from our media library. And the link is available to that in the description below. You can also try adding text and music. So I would always avoid adding too much text to video, especially if you're talking a lot, but text to caption a location or maybe give a little bit more additional information to set the scene or tell some additional facts can work really well on screen. Adding subtitles is really helpful for some social channels like Facebook, where people don't always watch videos with sound, especially if you're talking. You can add subtitles either yourself in video editing software, or YouTube, for example, will transcribe the video by itself and suggest subtitles, and you can go in and correct the words that are typed wrongly. For example, we put a video up about Gaelic and it put the subtitles in the word garlic instead of Gaelic every time, so we had to go and correct that. So you will need to check them before you publish it, but that will help you do them very quickly. Another option is to add in some music. Music is really powerful. You hear it in TV programs and videos you watch online all the time. It can really help give videos a bit of pace or a little bit of additional atmosphere. I'd be really careful when you're accessing music online that you make sure you're accessing royalty free or you're acquiring a license from it, often by having to pay a small fee, but that means that you won't get any copyright infringements. Be very careful not to use pop music songs, things like that. You don't have permission to, because players like YouTube will pick up copyrighted music and you could get a penalty or be asked to remove the video if this is picked up. So all of these additional elements, they will require you to edit your video. Editing is a massive topic in itself that I'm not going to cover off here, but editing can be really easy to do. There's lots of free software you can get to help you edit videos. iMovie is a really good one that you can download. You can get it for your phone, for your computer. It's very simple to create video with, and you can use it to do all of the above things. So it might be worth giving that a go and having a little try and seeing if you can put an edit together just to add some additional elements to your video to make it more engaging. So you've made your video, and now there's only one thing left to do, and that is to upload it. So hopefully before you filmed it, you've chosen where you're going to upload it to, and uploading is really easy on all the channels that we've talked about. But I'm going to talk through uploading on YouTube, because I've said that I think that's a really good channel to use to get your content on. Because there's a few things when you're uploading a video that are worth considering that will just help your video be a little bit easier found. So YouTube, as it's such a popular website, is very prominent in Google search results. So if you can add in some relevant terms and just enhance your video even more in the upload process, it's more likely to also get found in search, which will help people find it, discover it, and watch it. The first thing that's really important when you're uploading is to come up with a title that describes your video really well. So your title should ideally be a minimum of 5 words long, no longer than 55 characters. And it should include your primary target keyword as close to the start as possible. As an example below, we made a video which was a guide to driving in Scotland. Hopefully the title very clearly describes what that's about, but that video is mainly about driving, so we made sure that that word was very close to the start, so it's easily seen by people scrolling through feeds or who have been searching. The title should really allow the user to understand what the video is about without reading the description, and I think in this example here that is really clear what the video is about. The description. So this sits on YouTube below the video and gives a written overview of what the video is about. So in all honesty, I don't know how often these are read in full detail because most people will go straight into watching the video, but all this written content here is what Google indexes and YouTube indexes for the search. So it'll be picking up all these keywords, so it's really important to have as much detail as you can about the video in there, and it's a really good place to include links. So a good description for search purposes will have around 250 words. It will briefly describe the video content in a few sentences and then give a more detailed account of what the video is about. And then really important after all that to include links to things that are relevant in the video, links to your website and your other social channels, so if people want to explore more about you, they have all that information below. Keywords. Any video you upload to YouTube, you will have to add some tags or keywords. So make sure to tag the video with keywords that really relate clearly to what the video is about. Your first one should always be your primary keyword target. So this is an example from an astronomy for beginners video. So the first tag is astronomy for beginners, and then including variations of that tag afterwards, so astronomy, and then other ones that follow on from that. And finally, very important, is the thumbnail. So when your video appears in a search list with other videos, there will be a thumbnail. It's like a first screen of that video that shows what it's about. This is what really draws people's eyes to your video. So really important to create a custom thumbnail before you upload. So that can just be a screenshot of the video, but I wouldn't use one of the ones that YouTube auto-generates. Choose something that you think really clearly shows to people what that video is about. Ideally that should be 1280 by 720 pixels. This is an example of a thumbnail here that has a picture of the location that's featured in the video with the title really clearly laid on top. So hopefully anybody who sees this thumbnail will instantly know what the video is going to be about. And that's it. Now you're ready to hit publish, make your video live, and everyone can start watching it. But don't forget to share it. So just because it's up and it's live doesn't mean that it's suddenly going to get thousands of views. Really important that you share it. Share it on your website like we've talked about, send it out an email, publish it across your different social channels, and really share it out there so everyone can find it, see it, and watch it. Sharing your video is really easy. All video players will have a share icon or a share button, and from there you can take a link and post it all the different places that you want it to go. Well, that was a whistle-stop tour of video. I hope you enjoyed it and took something useful from it. Just to cover off in summary, so we talked about why video was so popular. It's a really visual, engaging format that people can connect with really emotionally through hearing stories, seeing real people. You can use all sorts of different types of video for your marketing. There are lots of different types of video options out there, from Q&As, to presentations, interviews, explainer videos. You just have to choose the one that's right for you, your audience, and what you want to say. Choose a video platform that works for you, that will get the messages out to your audience. I've talked a lot about YouTube because I think that is a great base to have your video on, but once you get more confident, go out there and start trying different video platforms. Go out there, start choosing different video platforms and different ways to connect with different audiences. Making a video is really simple. You just need your mobile phone. We've explored some tips and ways to do that, but most importantly, plan before you start filming. So really think about who it is you want to speak to, what it is you're going to say to them, and what you want them to do once they've watched the video. If you can keep that video under 2 minutes long, be really clear and concise, you're hopefully going to get really high engagement and people sticking with your video throughout. And remember, top tip, hook them in that first 5 seconds with something really visual or really interesting to get their attention from the start. Once you've made the video, consider enhancing it in different ways by adding some different shots, filming those yourself, accessing free footage from Visit Scotland's digital media library. Try adding music, text and a few different elements and simple editing to just help bring your story and your video to life a little bit better. And finally, when you're uploading and publishing your video, make sure that you're putting in a clear title, a really good visual thumbnail, and just good tagging and description information, which will help your video be found in search much easier, making sure that many more people are watching it. So that's it. I hope that was useful. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.